Hello, viewers, watchers, friends, beautiful people. This is episode 11 of Controllers and Katanas. I am Martin, aka Marty O'Cool, here with my co-host and good friend, Ian, aka Relic. So we're going to kick it straight off with what we love best, which is the anime. So we'll pass it over to Ian to get us started on that one.
First of all, last week's episode, my voice was a bit shot. This week's episode, my voice is also still shot, but now I've got an added cough. So if I go quiet, there's a reason I'm probably dying. But
It's dead, mate. It's dead.
It's just RIP to the max. RIP to the max, mate. We're going to kick it off with Demon Slayer this week, guys. Probably the best episode this season for me, just in terms of like enjoyability. This actually made me laugh in multiple places. This episode did. It's a lot of beady-eyed Tanjiro just being an absolute idiot for a lot of it, to be fair, mate. But basically, it starts off, he makes his way to Mitsuri, the love Hashira, and she just spoils him with loads of pancakes and food and everything like that. And she asks him, obviously, to put something on. So she's like, look, you got to get into the right attire sort of thing for obviously what we're going to do. And he comes out in this bright pink like leotard, like ballet outfit, mate. It's proper funny. But her training was basically just ballet. Like, she's just doing it sort of makes sense, to be fair, because it's like a lot of stretching in it, like mobility movements and a lot of stretching and that sort of thing. So you kind of do understand it.
I did like the bit where like it's literally went from like 0 to 0, 0 to 100 like straight away, wasn't it? Because like it's in this leotard, and the next minute, Kanroji, she like forces him to the splits. Literally, probably ruins his manhood. Yeah, literally ruins his manhood probably. But it literally goes from like he passes straight away to on to the next.
Mate, that part where Tanjiro's got that partner. And she's like, you're doing it wrong. Like, they sat against each other. They're like, you're doing it wrong. And she sits down on that lad and does it, mate. And his face just pops onto it. And you're like, you proper feel it, don't you? Proper feel it. But yeah, honestly, he's just screaming. And they're like, the facial expressions in this episode proper got me. It's hilarious, mate. Classic Japanese anime facial expressions, mate. So
I love it how like Tanjiro sees the other guy like he's just been like killed off, and then like sure, go next.
And it cuts to him with
the fear in his face.
Yeah, he knows he's finished, doesn't he? He knows he's finished. But he quickly moves on, like Martin said, and then he's with Obanai, or whatever his name is, the snake dude.
Yeah.
His training is like swinging basically between small gaps to hit these like spoon like bell things. But he's just tied loads of students up to the beam, so if Tanjiro misses, he's just going to hit one of the students. And they're all like, please don't hit me, please don't hit me, please don't hit me, please don't hit me.
It's like when the doors open, I thought it was like a scene out of like 50 Shades of Grey. I was like, what's going on here? All these blokes tied up. Like.
Just loads of geezers tied up, mate.
Like kinky guys.
But yeah, basically he's tied them all to the post because they've annoyed him. That's essentially why they're at the posts. Yeah. But yeah, this one it's probably the hardest one so far for Tanjiro. This one is he's very much definitely outmatched, and you can see sort of from this sort of interaction how high a level the Hashiras are compared to what Tanjiro is. Even though Tanjiro is really strong and really good, he's got good breathing techniques. You still get a bit of a look at. He's definitely got a long way to go before he can get to a lot of their levels. So, and this episode does a good job, in my opinion. From last week, we probably spoke like every single episode's been like one training part. This one's moving very quickly. So you can tell they're trying to like speed things up now to obviously get to the juiciest stuff later on. So, that sort of made me a little bit happy that they were moving through it. But yeah, I still can't get over his muscles, mate. I'm not even going to lie. Like, he's literally... Can you remember back in the day when they used to have that... there was like a news article about like the world's strongest kid or something, like bodybuilder kid or something, mate. Honestly, it reminds me of that. He's just a dead muscly kid Tanjiro, isn't he?
Yeah, when you said back in the day, I was like, is he going to say back in the day I used to look like that?
Yeah, back in my day, mate, when I was like 8 years old, mate. I was walking around the schoolyard, mate, with full on six pack. 22-inch arms and that. But yeah, then you get this. Basically, one of my favourite parts of this episode is on the Obanai fight. I can't pronounce his name, so apologies to anyone getting triggered. you get this like fight towards the end of the training where it's almost like imaginary. So Tanjiro's like essentially he envisions the room like a woodland, and then it's like he's pretending like the other students aren't essentially there, and as I say, they're in a woodland, and it's just that back and forth fight, mate. It's not very long, but it's so good. Like, it rips, mate. It's proper good, mate. And then and then he rips his robe, doesn't he, at the end?
He blocks everything out, doesn't he, and just focuses on
he like visions it. He like
Yeah.
visions it, and it like the way they animate it, and they turn them into basically like they're fighting in a forest in like a woodland. Oh, mate, that's classic Demon Slayer, mate. The animation there is so good.
I do love the bit where he's trying to hit him as well, and he's got the kendo stick, and Obanai's literally just like he's whacking him, but it's like a snake.
Oh yeah,
it's bending like a snake, doesn't it? Yeah, it bends through like the cracks and hits him and stuff like that. I thought that was really good.
He's like, how's he moving his weapon this way? Like, it's so spun out. Keeps stabbing him in the stomach, doesn't he, all the time, just whacking him. He keeps going away, yeah. And he's got these like massive like bruised lumps over his eyes and stuff.
Probably gets a battering, yeah.
Basically, on that fight, he then rips Obanai's robe, and then Obanai's like, tells him to go and die basically for it, and he's fuming, isn't he? Like, he shoos him off. Then he don't want to have anything to do with Tanjiro after that. He's absolutely vexed, mate. Like 100%.
I did love the bit where before Obanai trains Tanjiro, he like gets a letter, doesn't he, from the Love Hashira, like saying, "Oh yeah, we did this. We had pancakes, we had tea."
Oh,
and
yeah.
And as soon as he gets there, Obanai's fuming at Tanjiro. Like,
he's already done angry, like.
Yeah, it's not gonna be like this here. This is a different training. This is.
Don't expect the same here.
Yeah.
But and then he's moving on again. So as I say, we've already had the Love Hashira. We've had the obviously the Serpent guy, and he's moving on now to see Tsunemi. But the whole Zenitsu exchange on his way to Tsunemi was hilarious, mate.
It was.
When Zenitsu just comes out crawling on the walls and stuff, mate. Like 150 miles an hour on the walls like a lizard. Like, get me out of here! What are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah, because the train is so intense with this next dude. He goes, "Oh, this is the furthest I've got in my escape or whatever." It's like, "Help me, save me," or whatever.
And then he's proper pissed off because Tanjiro carries him back to the training, mate. He's like, "What are you doing?" But basically, Tsunemi's training is just him battering everyone, and he's just beating everyone up. Essentially, that's his training. Like, everyone come and get me, then everyone take me on. And for some reason, you never looked at before, but in these scenes, mate, he's a unit. He is, isn't he?
Oh yeah, he's massive.
He's an absolute he's a proper beast in these. He just doesn't seem like a very he's not a likable person. Let me say.
Yeah.
You get this like scene, don't you, where his brother Genyu, who's on the last season's the guy, if you remember, who's got like the shotgun ante.
Such a good character.
Yeah, he's cool, mate. He is. Well, that's his little brother. And he's a dick to him, mate. He's such an arsehole to him. But yeah, that Genyu's obviously recovered well from obviously everything that happened. And the interaction that them two had made me really dislike Tsunemi even more. Yeah. And it made me like Tanjiro even more because you get that little bit where, mate, he's about to poke him in his eyes. Like his brother in his eyes, isn't he? I was like, that's him, mate. You can't poke his eyes out. But Tanjiro manages to like step in and save him, and you go to get this like fight sequence bit, don't you? Almost, but you don't really see it. It's like they start this brawl, and then it skips to like the end, which is a bit of guttering because I'd have loved to have seen their brawl because it went on by the sounds of it like all night basically, like scrapping for ages, weren't they?
But the bit why his brother tries to poke his eyes out is because obviously he's trying to get through to him. His younger brother's trying to get through to him, and then he's just being shunned. And then he goes, "Listen, this is the title of the actual episode as well." He goes, "I even ate demons." He obviously had the demon blood, didn't he, to survive? Yeah. And then that just sends his brother into a frenzy, isn't it?
Yeah, proper spiral, doesn't it? He goes
Super Saiyan.
Full on Broly, mate. It goes absolutely mental. But that brawl that happens, that basically concludes Tanjiro being there, and then he gets ushered on again. But then this is obviously towards the end of the episode, and you get to I think is it the Stone Hashira? I don't know, the guy with the beads around his head and the crying guy.
Stone Hashira, yeah.
And then you get this little cheeky little Inosuke appearance, whereas like with them other guys in that waterfall. So obviously we've got some more training to come next episode. But one of the things it was like, that Hashira's, he's a tank, mate. He's just sat in a fire.
Yeah,
like,
it's like meditation, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like meditation. It's like you can basically get to a point where you can't even feel fire, mate. Like, what? You're mad.
I did like a bit in the episode as well when when they're all getting battered, all the soldiers are getting battered, and then they go to the baths, something in the bathhouse.
Oh, every time.
They're all lined up, and it's going to sting like a bitch. They all getting together like. Ah!
It was like, yeah, it stings, and every time Tanjiro's back in there, yep, it really definitely stings. Gets back in again, yep, it still stings.
But yeah, it's not much like obviously we're going to get some more demon fighting later, but I'm really enjoying these episodes, even though it's all training and stuff.
Yeah, like for me, I like these sort of episodes. Certainly of an anime where you like a lot of the characters, or at least you want to like a lot of the characters and get to know a lot of the characters, because they are building a lot of backstory for these characters. Like Hashira's, mate, we've been introduced very slightly to most of them. Some of them you've been, obviously like Tengen and stuff like that, you've been introduced to Rengoku, obviously RIP, but like a lot of these other Hashiras, you've been introduced to some of them in earlier seasons, but a lot of them you don't know anything about them really, do we? So we're learning about what their styles are, what they're more like as, obviously, as people. We're going to learn a lot more about the, obviously, the crying guy, which I'm quite interested to see what he's all about as well. So I'm going to get hopefully more of an Inosuke next episode, which I think is going to be good fun as well. So yeah, as I say, loads of beady-eyed, funny Tanjiro moments in this episode, and overall, I've really enjoyed this one. It was a good watch. Yeah,
like I say, going forward. Obviously, like through all the seasons, as soon as I saw Obanai, the serpent Hashira, I was like, "What's this guy about? I want to see more of him."
That's it.
This season, we're finally seeing him. But same with like Genya, innit, with his brother. Like, I love his character, and then you find out more of his backstory that he's got a brother who's a Hashira as well, which I thought was quite a good surprise as well, which I forgot.
Yeah, I didn't know there was brothers at all. So.
Yeah, but when you look at their eyes, you can tell by their eyes, can't you?
They've both got the same shape and stuff, haven't they? They've got no eyelids, mate. Neither of them. Yeah,
like what? Like a scary eyes. Yeah,
it's like walking through city centre, mate. Into after a night out, or them smackheads like that.
Yeah, looking at you, trying to nick your wallet. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far. It's really good.
Yeah, it's just what are we? How many episodes are we in now? 4 or 5? That was episode 5, wasn't it? That was.
Episode, yeah.
So I'm just still happy on episode 5 just to have Demon Slayer back, just to have something that I'm used to and regular back is just nice. But I am loving the newer anime as well. So speaking of an anime with a lot of backstory and a lot more talking and not as much supposed action, we're going to Windbreaker episode 10, mate.
Yeah.
Did you want to kick this one off or?
Yeah. So, like you say, this episode was a bit more chilled out, wasn't it? From the previous ones, we had like a lot of fighting, a lot of character developing. This one has got character development, but it's also got like a reflection, people reflecting on decisions for the future and a path to take in the future to make things better. So the episode starts with you remember after wrapping up this fighting contest, which everyone's confused about, like what's going on. Why has it ended like this kind of thing?
Yeah.
He wants his after party, doesn't he? So he asks Tomiyami's like, is there any good takeaways nearby? And then Sakura's like, what? what are you on about, bro? And then it like switches to this feast on the rooftop, doesn't it? This takeaway looks delicious.
Oh, it looks so nice, man. They're all just sat around on cardboard.
Yeah. Just chilling with the mates, innit? And then Sakura to himself, he questions himself, like, you remember, how can he be like this after he fought these people yesterday? And obviously one of them bit him on the neck. And you see, I don't know if you noticed, but on the episode,
he's got
like a bandage.
Yeah, bandage around his neck.
But yeah, so in this scene as well, Toriyami's like, he's not really eating, he's got something on his mind, he's troubled. And then he says sorry, he takes the blame for Shishitorin's becoming rotten to the core. He takes the blame for all the stuff that happened, the misunderstanding, which led to all this fighting. Toriyami and Tomiyama, they bow their heads in an apology. And Yumemi then turns to Sakura and goes, what should be their punishment? And then Sakura stands up and goes, you absolutely have to become a really cool guy. Don't do lame stuff ever again.
Mate, I thought, don't get me wrong, right? I'm loving this show, but some of the lines that they've used, mate, the most Japanese, cheesy, like, proper, like, stupid lines, aren't they?
Well, that's why I wrote it like word for word. Cause
mate, I've literally, I'm following where my note was then, and I've literally put, asked him what he should choose as punishment. His punishment is to become a really cool guy and not to do lame stuff again. That's what I've put, mate, like.
And even that Togoyami, he's like stunned by it. He's like, what? But then he goes, I promise to do it as you say. And then, do you want to carry it on, or do you want me to?
Yeah, so I've just put like Umame is just basically a really good guy. All he wants to do, he just wants to eat with his mates and have a laugh, basically.
Yeah.
He doesn't. I don't think he actually likes necessarily fighting. He doesn't like sort of like them negative situations. And when he does come across those negative situations, all he wants to do is just essentially set them right. And that's one of my main takeaways from that was just he's such a good guy.
He is as well. Point. Sorry.
Yeah, it's all right. He's voiced by Gojo from the same voice actor as Gojo in JJK. Obviously, you've not seen season 2 yet, but he's that sort of character as well. Like, he is a very similar character. Like, he's definitely strong. He's proper laid back and chilled, and he's just dead cool. Like, I think that voice actor must just be one of the coolest blokes going, mate, because he gets given all these roles just like super cool people, mate. Like,
yeah, when the role comes up, like all the people, the writers are like, yeah, I know the guy, just the man.
Mate, so your character's cool, super strong, and got white/blonde hair. Yeah, we know who we need. We know it. We know.
Yeah, get him on the phone. Get him on the blower.
Get him on the blower.
But obviously, as the episode goes on, we're on this chat. They're on about food. They're on about all sorts of things, and how Yumemi loves spending time with his friends. That's what he lives for.
Yeah.
And then Yumemi is like, why do you want to be at the top then? And he's like, well, I didn't plan to be at the top, but through other things like helping out the town and stuff like that, he became at the top. And then all his friends were around him. He didn't reach the top on his own, but all his friends were around him to strengthen him and bring him up. And it's obviously a good example for everyone.
Yeah.
Like, surround yourself with good people, because that's the people who will build you up in life in general. So I lost my notes now, mate.
Yeah, basically saying that, like, it's nothing to do with power at all.
Yeah.
He's just obviously, like you say, he just wants to bring out the best in the people around him, and in doing so, obviously, he's grown this group, and he's grown these friendships where he's almost like the centre now of not necessarily the team or the school, but the friendship group. So he's like the leader just from that. Hence why he's on top. It's nothing to do with him being powerful, even though he obviously is a strong guy. But you get this like really. I put down what the perfect month for this episode, because this moment is gay. That's literally what I put down, mate. Where you get Tagami and Tomiyama, mate. They get that like dead wholesome bromance moment, don't they? Where they share some bread that Umamea gave them, and it starts to rain. It's like dead romantic.
The thing is about that bread. That bread's been in his pocket like all the way through that fight. All the way through that day. It's like, what's it stop you?
He does tell him, doesn't he, though? He's like, look, it's not even fresh, but here, I'll have this bread. It'll be still nice, trust me. Like, he's literally had a full-on scrap with that bread, mate. It's been stood out in the rain with that bread, mate. Like, that bread's surely, it's flat, mate, and stale, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah. I like the bit as well, like, when you remember his doing all this, like, speech on the roof.
Yeah.
He's talking to the crowd, but he's focused on Sakurinti.
Yeah, that's right.
Because their words are for him, and that's what he needs to hear. And obviously, we can see Sakura's slowly changing the person he is. Obviously, at the start, he was quite reserved and like kept to himself.
He was a loner, wasn't he?
Yeah, and now he's like, obviously, he's defending his friends. he's looking out for his friends, and he's obviously building his friendships with the people at both Fiorin. But this
Yeah.
cake there, I want to bet that cake
Oh,
would be
mate.
as soggy as
That
hell,
food
man.
they had was next level, mate. It really was.
Oh yeah,
But
the food was good. Didn't it? The cake wasn't
yeah,
bad.
it, he says something like, "Oh, it's starting to rain again, but it's okay because the sun's shining." And like, obviously, mate, that is the campest thing ever. That is like, I can understand why he said it, and it's like a nice like thought and stuff. But yeah, it's defo Pride Month material, that mate.
And they're like, in this moment, obviously, they're realizing they've made these mistakes, and obviously, Tommy Yam is like, oh, I don't know where to go from here, but all I know is I need my friends. And then obviously they say, no, we'll find the answers together, kind of thing. We'll work together,
Yeah, we'll
and
sort
we'll
it.
try and get out of this mess and face the situation head on.
Mate, it's this other part that made me laugh because obviously they get back, the both Yorin lot get back down to that cafe. Sakura tries to say he's going home, but Umemo just picks him up over his head. So no, mate, we're here to celebrate. Like, puts him down, and Umemo and Sakura are just having this conversation about what a conversation means, and that sounds confusing, but essentially like what it means to have a fight, and obviously like his fight with Tagami and how meaningful that is to certain people. Like Tagami's obviously taken a lot from that. Sakura's taken a lot from just having that fight and having that sort of mindset towards a fight. And then Sakura just spits that tea or coffee or whatever just in Umamiya's face, mate. Like, just dead random.
Yeah, because he's on about fist is like not a spoken language, and this fist language has been around before language itself.
Yeah, before you can
And
even...
and then he goes, obviously when you're fighting, you convey stuff, and then stuff gets conveyed to you. And then he goes, and when you're fighting, it shows you if you like love or hate someone. And that's the point where Sakura's like, "What?" And he spits his coffee in his eye.
Spits it all in his face, mate.
I love what is it Seiya-san says in this part. It's like, wow, a poison mist or something.
Poison mist, yeah.
It's a wild call, a poison mist or something.
Oh, wow,
I
poison
was like,
mist.
brilliant.
Oh, he's a legend, isn't he?
He comes out with these like really cool comments, and it makes me laugh.
But yeah, you get that part where Umame is just basically saying how he was skeptical when hearing someone from out of town was obviously coming to join them. But after seeing Sakura and him fighting, he knows obviously he's a good guy and he's glad he's joined. And he's bigging him up really, and he's just saying, look, I'm really happy that you're here. I'm really happy that obviously I'm your friend, essentially. And then he has this quite heartfelt realization, Sakura does, of how he's never really been accepted by anyone, and that he'll never get to the top, as he needs people around him to help him to the top. And obviously Niri steps in at that point, doesn't he? And he's like, he wasn't lame, he's accepting me. Like, they love calling people lame, don't they, mate? Innit?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, what? Because basically, like, Sakura's not accepted anyone before, and he's not really, because he's never really been accepted himself. So he's obviously now thinking, oh, I need to change my mindset. If I want to become on top, it's not about being powerful, it's about being the most motivational, I suppose, in a way, isn't it?
Yeah. It turns out, obviously, you find out that this whole chat of all these people, all the both Fiorin together in this cafe, it's basically like a welcoming party.
Yeah, that's it.
Sakura to both Fiorin.
And then,
you continue.
It's that Sugashita, innit? He sat there fuming at the end, mate.
Well, the thing is, like, the next episode, I think it'll be a fight between them two, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah.
But I think next episode we're gonna get a more backstory from is it Shigashito, whatever his name is. So we get more backstory in him because we don't really know too much about him. We know he's a good fighter, but he's we're gonna get more on that guy. So yeah, looking forward to that. But,
so there's 2 episodes. I think there's only 2 episodes left. So it'll be nice to see what's going to happen now from there and how they're going to end the season. So it's yet again, that guy's got a chair in his hand, mate. So we're obviously going to get at least somewhat of a scrap, aren't we?
Yeah, it's from one scrap to another, isn't it?
Yeah. Speaking of scraps, mate, Kaiju No.8.
What an episode this is.
Best episode yet, mate. I think I've said that every single episode.
Yeah. It's
Literally.
hard because like every episode is good, so it's hard to like differentiate between what's which is the best episode because they're all good. It's like
Yeah. So this one kicks off straight away. Hoshina's still thinking, obviously, about number 8, number 9. And then
it's on his
Kafka's on
mind,
the
isn't it?
roof, isn't he? He spots these massive, like, meteor-type blasts coming down. And it's from those, like, pterodactyl-type kaijus. And it turns out that they are, like, all-powerful Honju class. So, like, that massive one mushroom, there's loads of ones equally as powerful as that. But it's more frightening because they can literally fly, mate. So it's like they are massive, mate, aren't they? So
when I first saw this, I thought it was literally them blasting like firebolts or whatever. But it turns out it's literally them flying into buildings like
they're
a
just
fucking
kamikaze and stuff, aren't they? Yeah, proper. So Hoshina, legend,
go
isn't he?
on.
No, just a legend, mate. That's what I'm saying. He's literally a legend, mate. By far, mate. Where's his fangs gone, though? I liked it when he was a vampire, mate. What's that all about?
It's come so far, though, because like when it first started, we're like, oh, this guy's a vampire who laughs all the time.
Yeah, he's just goofy, isn't he? He's just a goofy
That was
character.
some badass guy with like blades that's chopping people up, mate. So
yeah,
good.
I liked him at the start, but for a completely different reason to why I like him now, because I just thought he was funny.
Yeah.
But obviously the leader's that big red dude, isn't he? So he's Kaiju number 10, I'm assuming. And he's an 8.3 at the moment. And I think Kafka clocked in at like a 9.6. So Kafka's actually stronger, I think, than Kaiju number 10. But he seems to have some like sonar battle cry and he can control the flying ones. And obviously you get this like little sequence where Hoshina's scrapping with him and he says obviously his skin's thicker than Kafka's skin. And obviously again Kafka knows their weaknesses because he's obviously been and cleaned them actually up before. Legend, mate, any Kafka. Smartest bloke alive, mate.
But I do like a bit, when the red kaiju comes up to Hoshina and is like, are you the strongest human on this base? And then Hoshina's like, well, yeah, the captain's away, so yeah, I am.
Yeah, as of right now, yes, mate.
And then the kaiju's like, you are my prey, then. And then this fight breaks out, and I was like, oh, it's so cool that is.
It's so sick, mate.
But
so
obviously, he knew a fight's coming in here, so Hoshina like he contacts his other soldier, and he's like, oh, you could take control of the wyverns, as it were.
Yeah.
You control that unit and get rid of them. Because he knows he's going to have this big fight with the red kaiju.
I'm busy, mate. I got my hands full here with number 10 answer. So that fight sequence, mate, is so sick, mate, as well. But Shinomiya, mate.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we can describe this fight between the red kaiju, but we just won't do it justice, will we? You need to watch it.
It's honestly, mate, it's so much. There's literally about 15 minutes of non-stop fighting in this episode, mate. Most of it is just fighting, isn't it? Like, it's so good. It's packed with action.
The first half of the Sheena and the red kaiju, he's on the defense and he's like pulling back, he's blocking, he's dodging, and then obviously later on,
he's trying to like almost like when he was fighting Kafka. He's obviously trying to figure out what his movements are like. I think Inti trying to eye him up a little bit, so obviously he can then go on the attack. But Shinomiya's been given this massive sick axe, mate. Like, and her attacks with that axe, mate, was so good. But you find out that she's actually like the third strongest there out of the officers. Yeah. She's literally just underneath Hoshina. And I mean, to be fair, there's like 50% between them two. So there's a big gap between them. But obviously she's brand new, so she's only going to get stronger now. And they've basically obviously expected there to be a lot more Honju and Kaiju arriving. So they've made like an exception for her due to her power to give her own weapon, because it's usually only officers that get weapons. So or like the higher ranks that get weapons. But obviously they knew they need her help because she is so strong.
Yeah.
But mate, she's sick with that axe.
I literally wrote down all the axe techniques. I probably didn't mean anything to if you're listening in, but literally they go like falling thunder and literally smashing these like wyverns to pieces, aren't they?
Yeah, she's got like a trigger on it, isn't she? Where she's like revving it up with the power, mate, and she's just like blitzing them.
So yeah, so Kafka he obviously radios the soldiers saying on those wyverns the front arm is like strong, so hitting from the back, and so
Hit
the
from the
the work
back.
in these teams, the work in these teams, don't they? One's a decoy, and the other one's like attacks from behind. But as this happens, as they go to attack, I think it's what's his name? Is it Harushi? Is it who we found out from the last episode? He goes up to try and strike one in the back, but then another wyvern helps his mate out, his wyvern mate out. So instead of working alone, they're working together as well. So then they've got
Yeah.
to come up with this new tactic. And this is when Shinomiya comes in with this action, just smashes to pieces. I love it. I love it.
Just obliterates them. Like, really obliterates them. The freeze rounds, they were coming in clutch on those flying types, though, because he was managing to actually get some of the freeze rounds off, and it was like stopping them from flying.
Yeah, Shinomiya and Ichi, when they're working together, that was such a good moment, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, mate. It's proper good, mate. You get a lot of good dynamics on this one, aren't you? With obviously different members of the team coming together and working together, and they're obviously building a relationship and a bond as well, which obviously you get more dynamics from different characters then. It's so much, mate.
The fact that he's like bringing them down with the ice, and then she just literally smashing to pieces with this axe. This new axe looks like something like golden axe or something.
Yeah.
It's just bang, smashing these things to pieces. Love it.
But basically, the number 10, the new red Kaiju, he's proper on offensive. Like, he's literally just on the offense, and he's enjoying it as well, which Shashina's like confused about, because he's like, they don't usually convey emotion, even when they are able to like communicate slightly. They never convey any emotion. But he basically seems like he can devour people and gain strength from it. So like, he can actually eat people or eat things and get stronger from what he's eaten. Hashina manages to cut one of his arms off, mate. And I've literally put everyone's working sick together, taking out most of the Haijus, mate. Because like you just said, the teamwork in this one, mate, is so good, isn't it? Everyone's starting to click now, aren't they? It's a lot better for them now as a team. So
I loved as well. Like you say, there's a great scene of all these soldiers working together, and then you get the guys who are off duty come flying in on parachutes on you, coming into the rescue. Like, there we go. All these like dudes like flying in on parachutes with guns, like ready for action. Probably coming from a day off and they're like, "Oh, I've been called in for this crap." But yeah, they come in. So and all these other reinforcements coming from all over the place. So it's looking like it's the tide's turning into the against the Kaiju at this point.
mate, one of the things that made me like Hashina a lot more as well was when he exposes his core on the obviously Kaiju number 10's core, and he hits him with a small dick joke. Oh, I got a pretty small core, big fella. Like, proper done him, mate.
Yeah, but we find
proper
out,
made me laugh, that dude.
Yeah, so he's literally like I say, he's trying to work out this Kaiju, and he's trying to work out. He starts slicing in between the exoskeletons, doesn't he?
Yeah, the problem is with this Kaiju is that he can regenerate. So he gets this part where he cuts his arm into like 7 pieces, but then he just regenerates his arm. It's like he's trying his hardest to obviously do it, and he does manage to do quite a lot of damage, like you say, getting between like the parts of his exoskeleton, getting all his soft areas and stuff like that.
I did like that bit where like obviously Hashina's on the defensive, and then the Kaiju smashes him, doesn't he? And he like blocks with his swords, but then he goes into like there's all this smoke, isn't he? And then the smoke clears, and Hashina's got turned purple and he's like initiate combat power that 92. I was like, oh, sick, guys. And that's when he turns on the offensive and starts smashing this Kaiju in.
But basically, it ends up he turns into this like giant, gross-looking scrotum monster thing, doesn't he? Number 10 does. And
I think I wrote down my notes as well.
And he takes his proper form again, but he is massive, isn't he, mate? Like, he is ginormous. He's just him, but like 10 times bigger. And then it ends.
Yeah, because obviously when he goes into this like big scrotum thing, he releases all the steam, doesn't it? Like really hot steam. So Hashina has to pull away. And then its fortitude goes up, doesn't it? It goes to like 9.0, doesn't it?
Yeah, it goes up.
When
it's not as
like
still not as good as Kafka, but
yeah. But so he turns into the bigger version of himself, and then it kind of ends, doesn't it?
It's basically his version of going Super Saiyan, mate. And then it
Yeah.
literally just ends as that with a giant red kaiju, mate. Cliffhanger again, man.
It's literally like that whole like end of the episode though. It's literally like Hashina's literally smashing Scat to pieces, literally
Oh,
slicing
it's
them
so good.
all different directions, and then he
It's
just keeps
very aesthetically
regenerating. It's
pleasing,
like, come
isn't
on,
it, mate? Like just watching it, it's so nice to watch. But mate, I'm loving this show so much, mate. Like,
shame it's coming to an end, though, isn't it?
I know. I'm so excited for the next episode, though. This Saturday, mate. Come on.
Have you got a prediction for the next episode? I think I know what's going to happen.
I think Kafka's gonna have to show off his form. Yeah. I think he's gonna have to go Kaiju. I think he's gonna have to.
But I think Mina's going to come back as well, with a sniper rifle or a gun
with that massive flipping cannon thing that she had.
And they'd be like, imagine it's them three fighting that beast. Oh mate,
I don't see an end to this season at all without them at least finding out Kafka is Kaiju number 8. I feel like they've got to, mate, at some point. Something's got to happen where he's got to give that sort of form off and give it away. But I don't know how they'll take it, because in a sense you think, oh yeah, he's a Kaiju, we've got to exterminate all the Kaijus. But then realistically you think, well, we've got a guy who I've known since all my life. If we just let him explain it himself, we know that for a fact he's not a bad Kaiju. We could literally just use him. Like,
at the start of the episode as well, like Hashina's looking at, again, he's studying, he's obsessed with like Kaiju number 8, and he's like, because he got away, it's like it's on his mind constantly. But he's like, yeah, why did this guy? He doesn't seem like a guy who's going to attack randomly.
Yeah.
Like, so that might like sway him. Obviously, when he finds out Kafka is a Kaiju, might sway him to be like, yeah, he's not really hurting innocent people.
Yeah, like one of my thoughts is that even if they don't find out Kafka is Kaiju number 8, maybe he comes in Kaiju form and then fights alongside Hoshino against the red guy, and obviously, good, yeah. And then you can see like, he's friendly, like he's actually helping us here. Yeah, he's not trying to obviously murder us.
If that does happen though, then they both have to get around Mina, innit? Because Mina's like, if Kaiju is gone, like, you know what I mean?
Oh, so
yeah. They both need to like kind of work around.
She's basically racist, mate. She is. Do you know what I mean?
Not only bad experiences with the Kaiju in it.
She just hates them, doesn't she?
Yeah. that hate runs deep. It runs deep.
Yeah, fully does as well.
What do you want to discuss next? What
want to get into some gaming talk?
Yeah, we got a bit of surprise.
I think you got a few bits to discuss as well. I think you have, haven't you?
Do you want to do the other bit first, or do you want me to?
Nah, you do a little bit of news, and then we'll do something fun.
Okay. So, guys, Gaming Summerfest has been and gone. Overall, thought personally it was disappointing, but obviously because we didn't see like PlayStation or Nintendo make an appearance, but I did see that there was some good, interesting game announcements. So I'm going to put the trailers on Discord of these, what I mentioned, so we can obviously discuss it on there. Your thoughts as well. But I thought I'll speak about some of the announcements. One of them is keeping it in line with anime. We've got a new Dragon Ball Z game coming out called Sparking Zero.
Sparking Zero.
Yeah, setting for an October release. The trailer looks like a madness, mate. Yeah,
it looks a lot like some of the older Budokai, like Tenkaichi type games, which were the best Dragon Ball fighting games you could get, mate.
Yeah, it looks so good, that does. We had another announcement. We had some more gameplay of Star Wars Outlaws. This is looking August 30th to come out. It looks really good. I'm looking forward to exploring the galaxy on this game and carve the path that I want, because it shows that it offers a lot of different routes you can take in this game. So I'm looking forward to exploring those.
That is. I've been looking forward to that for a while, to be fair, to see more with that Outlaws one, because there's some good Star Wars games out now, and especially with like stuff like The Mandalorian and things like that, there's a lot you can obviously explore, and stuff like the older ones as well, like Knights of the Old Republic and stuff like that was so good, mate. There's some really good Star Wars games, so it'd be nice to start bringing some good Star Wars games back.
Yeah, we had another one which was for them Doom fans out there. Doom: The Dark Ages. This is a prelude to the Doom game that came out in 2016. Obviously, again, this promises to be another mad, gripping, hard-hitting, slashing, dashing, smashing and bashing, slaying of hordes of monsters. We've got a new arsenal of weapons to use, and there's bound to be some heavy rock music to accompany you, as there is in all the newer Doom games.
Just some
We
proper
had Fable
metal,
4. Oh yeah, love it. So we had Fable 4 as well. Obviously, it's coming out in 2025, so we'll have more gameplay and news on that. What else do we have? Oh yeah,
mate. Fable, mate. Fable 1. I remember when I first started playing Fable 1 on the very original Xbox, and I was addicted to it, mate. I did about 4 or 5 different playthroughs of it. I went all good on one playthrough, all bad on one playthrough. I love that game so much, mate.
did you get called Chicken Chaser on it?
Chicken Chaser. Oh, my favorite one was. Oh, I can see why you're a hero. That was my favorite one, mate. That was.
Oh, you can you can get a ring from my finger or whatever. No.
Yeah, mate. It was when I got a bit older and started playing like 2 and 3 and stuff. You sort of understand that humor a bit more. But when I was playing number 1, I didn't really understand much of that humor.
Well, I'm hoping this new number 4. It is Fable 4, but it's called just Fable, isn't it? But I'm hoping it does live up to, the hype and
Oh yeah,
for all the fans out there who are hoping for a good game. I hope it kind of delivers. Also for these Gears of War fans, we've got another Gears of War E-Day,
mental.
which is another
Mental.
prelude. Another prelude game set 14 years before Gears of War. So we take control of the legend Marcus again and Dom.
Dom's in there in the trailer. Loved it.
Yeah, so they face this new threat, which is the Locust Horde. So that should be really good. We've also got the new Indiana Jones game. They showed more gameplay. This is a first-person game that's coming out. I think it's this year sometime. It's not got a proper date. But when I watched the trailer, as soon as he had the music, I was sold, mate. I was like, come on, bring it to Game Pass. I'll have it day one. Let's have it. Also shown was Assassin's Creed Shadows. This is coming in November the 15th. The gameplay trailer shows both paths you can take with the samurai and the shinobi. In this game, we have different seasons. So if we want to attack a castle, we can go in the snow and do different things there. But obviously, in like the spring and that, we can go through the rivers and stuff like that. And you can actually crawl on your stomach in prone on this one now. So I'm looking forward to that. It looks fantastic. I'm looking forward to also looking around feudal Japan and looking at all the scenery. That's going to be one of the big things I do on that game.
Oh yeah.
But some other releases that are coming out. State of Decay 3. I've always been a fan of that series, so I'm ready for that. Dragon Age Veilguard. I thought it looked horrendous. I thought it looked so bad. I was so disappointed in that.
Yeah, I've not liked Dragon Age in years, mate. Personally.
Yeah, with this one, they've changed the art style. It looks so crap. It looks like a Fortnite. I mean, I'm not slagging off Fortnite. Fortnite's a good game, but this looks like a Fortnite.
The thing is, Fortnite's a battle royale game. People don't play it because of the graphics. Like the graphics are fine being cartoony for Fortnite.
Yeah, but the old like Dragon Age
serious RPG game. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like a dark fantasy game, and then they've turned it like it looks like Fortnite. I was like, nah, I don't think I'll be playing that. What else we got? We got a Perfect Dark reboot. Last time I played Perfect Dark was on Nintendo 64, so
long time.
It's time. It's time.
Mate,
it's time.
What about the? I don't know if you got this on your list, but did you see the new Batman Arkham game? It's only on VR.
VR, yeah.
That's random, isn't it? That is.
Well, I was speaking to Ian before the podcast as well. There's one called Meta. Basically, you play like metas, and you literally like fighting each other.
Oh, there's
a bit like Gundam. Yeah. I can't remember what it's called now, but I'll get a trailer and put it on Discord as well. That one. So that's all I got at the moment. There's literally loads of games announced. But like I say, I was a bit disappointed that PlayStation and Nintendo didn't make an appearance because there's some games on both those consoles I want to see more of, but it's not meant to be.
Was it Metaphor ReFantasia or something like that?
No, I think it's that Meta.
Mate, that looks mad. That does. It's the latest game from the creators of Persona 3, Persona 4, and Persona 5. This one is, whatever this is. Oh, we'll post them in Discord, innit? I'll ping it over, yeah. We'll post them in Discord.
We'll have a put on Discord so we can chat about it with people who come in. Yeah, get their thoughts on it.
One of the games I did see, I don't know if it was announced at the Summerfest because I didn't watch it. They're bringing out a Harry Potter Quidditch game.
Yeah, that was announced. Yeah,
See, back in the day, mate, there actually was a Harry Potter Quidditch game. And the only thing that's annoyed me about this, right, is that on Hogwarts Legacy, the Quidditch pitch is there. I'd
yeah,
have preferred it to be like a DLC for Hogwarts Legacy and somehow built it into Hogwarts Legacy than it be its own sort of like game. Because I feel like if just adding things, Hogwarts Legacy is such a good world. If you're a
yeah,
Harry Potter fan, I think if you're not a Harry Potter fan, it's probably here, there, whatever. But if you are a Harry Potter fan, it's such a great universe to be in, and I'd love them to do bits like that if they could incorporate Quidditch in it or extra bits and to keep obviously the longevity of the game. I thought that'd be
mm,
amazing. But a random standalone Quidditch game just seems a little bit of a waste to me personally.
yeah. With the Hogwarts Legacy, I've watched all the films. I won't say I was like a mega fan, but I mean I'm a fan of the world, and that game, I
It's
think it hit
beautiful,
it
mate.
bang on the head with like everything really, like the world, the graphics, like even the going to the shops and stuff and having all these like things moving. You
Yeah,
just feel
like
like you're in that world.
if they made a game similar to that for like the Lord of the Rings universe, mate, the Tolkien universe as well, or something like that.
Oh man,
Oh, mate, I'd be splurging, mate. I would.
that's such a good word. Splurging. Bonking it, man. Right, that's my. Let's move on to the next, the next surprise we got for him.
Right, Sam. It's becoming a regular thing now for us. We're doing we're doing a video game character tier list, guys. So for those of you who don't know, when we do these tier lists, they're never massive because obviously we fit them into the podcast and we've got tight schedules, all that sort of stuff. But what happens is behind the scenes, we create our own tier list. So I'll pick 10 characters, I'll pick 10 whatever, and then Martin picks 10. They're not necessarily always good ones. We like to obviously pick some shitters as well to get in there to
Yeah,
obviously make it more entertaining. But I pick 10, Martin picks 10, and we come up with 20 characters or 20 items, 20 whatever, and we yeah, and we jump into a tier list. So this one, as I say, is video game characters. If you agree, fair enough. If you don't, fair enough, mate. But this is our opinion on these particular characters, and I hope you enjoy it. So yeah, Martin, I'm going to start you off, mate. I'm going to start you off first. What we're saying about Sonic, mate?
see, for me, Sonic is an A rank, and this is why it should be an S rank, but this is why A rank. Uh, Sonic, they've brought so many games out. Some of them brilliant, some of them so crap. So this is why it goes into A because like the first Sonic games, then we had Sonic Adventure, stuff like that. They were iconic games. The first three
Oh yeah,
Sonics, Sonic and Knuckles, all them brilliant. Sonic Adventure. Then we had other ones. Sonic Generation's pretty decent. We had Sonic Racing and stuff like that. That was pretty good. But yeah, I think because there was some really crap games in there,
there was a
and
lot as
obviously
well, weren't
I
there?
love
Like
I love
really
Sonic. I
bad
love
games,
Sonic.
mate.
I mean, I think I've even got a T-shirt of Sonic on right now. Yeah, look.
You actually have as well.
Yeah. So I do love Sonic, but because they brought some other crap games out, I think I'm gonna put him in A. What about yourself? Do you reckon that's a good?
To be fair, I've got him down as A.
Yeah,
It was a big part of my childhood. We spoke about consoles before. I had Mega Drive was my first proper big console that
mm,
I was sort of addicted to, and obviously Sonic was massive on the Mega Drive. So yeah, I've got him again. The reason I would put him in S is purely like you say. There's too many bad games. Most franchises, certainly when you've got the longevity of like Sonic, you're going to have a couple of bad games, but they had a massive stint of just having really bad games, and
yeah.
it was a bit frustrating, to be fair, being a Sonic fan.
Just churning out the crap, weren't they? I
Yeah,
still, uh, I still remember the cheat from Sonic One. The level cheat. It's up, down, left, right, A start, and that is the level select. I still remember it to this day. That was probably like, but I don't remember when it came out to be honest. years ago, but like 25 years ago, wasn't it? Something.
I'm gonna fill in. Talking of longevity and big name guys, I'm gonna fill my first S rank up here. Big name
Getting in there.
guy, probably one of the most recognisable characters ever in any country, anywhere. It's
Is he a plumber?
Mario, mate. Mario, mate. So
It's probably fits your.
I've not wrote too much down about Mario purely because I don't feel like you need to. Everyone knows who Mario is. The Mario series has been going on for a long time, and unlike Sonic, they have had some baddies, but they've had banger after banger after banger games, mate. Even now for the Switch, they're bringing out some really good games. Mario Odyssey, mate. My lad absolutely loves Super Mario Odyssey, mate. Like, he's completed it like 6 times on the Switch, mate. Like, they're still making very good games. So he's got to be an S tier. Got to be.
Yeah, I mean, like one of the best games from Mario is Mario Kart. Mario Kart
Yeah, Mario
6.
Kart. Mario Party,
Okay.
mate.
Yeah,
Another classic.
literally brings all your friends together, and just you just have a good time. You can play it forever, hours, can't you?
Oh, yeah,
And just
easily.
love it. And yeah, man, definitely an S. Do you want me
Oh,
to ask
100%.
you? Do you want me to ask you one? What do you
Yeah.
reckon to Dutch from Red
Dutch,
Dead
mate. Well,
Redemption?
I found out today, mate. Me and you've got differing opinions of this geezer, mate.
Well, I was like, it's all right, but then obviously you had other thoughts in it, so I'll let you give your thoughts.
I hate Dutch, mate. End of story. I hate him. And I'll tell you exactly why I hate Dutch. Because, first of all, right, Arthur Morgan, coolest cowboy out there, mate. Easily coolest cowboy in the Wild Wild West. 100%. Left him to die, mate, in the oil plant. And then gaslit him, mate, afterwards. Like, nah, mate, didn't do it. You definitely did leave him, though, mate. And everyone could clearly see you was leaving Arthur, mate. And, like, the fact that I was pissed off that much and I couldn't shoot him for leaving him, mate, pissed me off so much, mate. So I've got him down as a D, mate, because that game, like, I loved that game so much, mate, Red Dead 2.
Yeah, so
And Dutch,
in Red
mate,
Dead 2, if you could kill him, what would you do?
mate, I'd just
How
blast him
would you do
straight
it?
inside the head, mate. You've been done.
You know, it'd been good. You know, when he goes in his tent to go to sleep, throw like a dynamite in there. He's like asleep, and it lands on his neck. He's like, what the hell's this?
You can't do it, but if you could tie his tent, like, to a rope behind the back of your horse and sort of drag him around in his tent, mate.
Or when he's sitting on the bog, just like throw a dynamite on his lap. Boom.
Oh, mate.
Come on, mate.
Oh, Marty D, what do you think to Claptrap, mate?
Claptrap
Claptrap, mate.
is the most boring, unfunny, annoying robot ever to exist. I remember playing this when I was playing Borderlands. I was literally like, everything this guy said is like, "Will you shut up, please?" Like, go away. And then like you go away and then come back, you're like, flipping it. He's back. But yeah, I hate that guy, and he's definitely a rank D.
Gotta be, mate.
So, yeah.
Claptrap.
If it's an E, it'd be on there, but there's no E, so we'll have to go D in it.
We'll have to put a bin, we'll have to put an in the bin section, mate.
Yeah. All right, I got one for you. When
Go
you
on.
stop coughing.
So there's only one little one. I'm all right. I'm still going.
Master Chief, Halo series.
Right, Master Chief. Right. I'm torn. I've got him in S, but I've also got him in A. And the reason for this, right, and it's not really Master Chief's fault because Master Chief John 117, mate, is an absolute living legend. And he was, again, such a big part of my childhood and my teens, really, up to sort of like Halo Reach days, mate, really. Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3, massive, massive part of my life, mate, them games were. The newer Halo game and Halo 5 as well, I'll say, they're ruining him. They're just ruining him, mate. And I'm putting him in an A because I don't think there's any way back. And I know for a fact that my opinion is very, very nostalgia based. I do think that he could have been an S tier, mate. But the newer Halo games are just rubbish, in my opinion.
I mean, I do agree with you. I think he is A. And what is also disappointing is, the series of Halo.
Oh, yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah, don't get me started on that, mate.
Like, if it had, like, with Fallout, I had, like, a really good director, really good writers, it'd have been something totally different. But because, it's took a different path on it, and it's crap.
But, yeah, he's an A. He could easily have been an S as well. But, yeah, those first 3 games. Halo Reach, I didn't like as much as a lot of people did. Halo 4 was okay-ish. Halo 5 was not. They just lost what the Halo games were all about after a bit. They started becoming too much like Call of Duty games in a sense. Those original 3 are they're solidified in history, mate, as god tier games in my opinion. Them 3 are
Legendary.
Yeah, really are. Right, let's have a look. Let's go for our man Ezio, mate.
Like Ezio, living legend, mate.
Oh, mate.
I want to put him in A. I've got him at A as AAS, but I think A would be the best place for him.
Yeah.
Out of all the characters throughout the games, I literally played them all, so I know. I know the different characters. Some come real close to Ezio, but I think Ezio outshines them all.
He's the OG, isn't he?
He is OG. Like, he's charismatic. He's funny. He's cool. Later on, he gets even when he gets his moves and stuff. He's such a badass. And even in like Revelations, when he gets like a bit of an older guy, he's obviously like he's swinging on his he's like going down these wires and stuff. And I remember a bit in Revelations where it's at the start because he's like an old dude now. He's probably like 50 or 60. He goes down this rope thing and he hits this wall. It's getting old, isn't it?
Oh,
Which I love.
I'm getting too old for this shit, like type of thing.
Yeah, like a Lethal Weapon, isn't it? But yeah, I mean, like throughout the games, Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, even Revelations, like it's such a good character, really enjoyable to play as well. So obviously we have other big characters like Altair and Kenway, but they're not on the list. So, but I'm gonna put him on A. What about yourself?
Hey, I'd have him at A, 100%, mate. To be fair.
Right, let's have a look. Let's have a look one for you then. What about that little fella called Link? From Zelda.
Here's another character with a lot of longevity and a lot of history. That belongs in S tier, in my opinion, mate. The Zelda games, mate, today, like up until now, mate, they've been on the original Game Boys. It's just a game series that's been killing it again, mate, for years and years. N64, 2 of the sickest Zelda games ever, mate, with Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time. The Switch is coming out with good Zelda games. Like, there's one come out recent, isn't there? Like last year or whatever.
Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, they got Tears of the Kingdom as the most recent one into it. Obviously, back in the day, you had on the Wii. There was some good games on the Wii as well.
Link to the Past, isn't it? Link to the Past.
Link to the Past. There was what was the one that was on the GameCube? Oh, it was like
Wind Waker.
Wind Waker, that's it, mate. Yeah. Even that was a good game, mate. Like, it's completely different art style, but even that was a really good game. And my boy's been chasing Zelda's tail, mate, for years. Do you know what I mean? And you got to respect the hustle for it. So, yeah, Link, he's S tier 100%, mate. He has.
We're not going to mention the bloke who's after Link, but but we both know he is.
Yeah.
And he does love him, yeah.
Oh, he's mad for him, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
I've got to go for mate. I'm feeling in a good mood, mate. What you got to say about Clad Strife, mate?
Obviously, it's an S tier for me. This guy,
100%. I agree, 100%.
I'm a massive. Obviously, everyone knows I'm a massive Final Fantasy fan, and 7 and 9 are my favourite Final Fantasies of all time. I I think 9 takes over 7 for me personally, but with 7, with the main character Cloud Strife, with his sword and his backstory, what a character! What a character! It's one of my favourites through all of gaming history. This guy is up there, probably top 5 for me. But yeah, definitely an S rank. I don't care what anyone says. S rank for me. What about yourself?
Oh, 100%, mate. He's probably got some of the most lore, Final Fantasy VII especially with the remakes and obviously the new games that's coming out. It's got most of the story is around number 7. It is the most popular.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily have to be everyone's favourite, but it is the most popular one by far. And Cloud looks sick, mate. He's got sick hair. His outfit's cool. His sword is like the best in the world ever, mate. In my opinion, as most people know if they'd watched the weapon one. The Buster Sword, mate. It's just iconic alone, and that's not even to do with the character really. But yeah, he's definitely an S tier character, mate. 100%. I agree with you on that one.
Yes, he's so sick. And when you play Final Fantasy VII, like the original one, later on, you find out how powerful he does actually become, or how he is. Yeah, he's such a sick character. Like. All right, let me find one for you. Sticking with Final Fantasy. Slowly and high. Final Fantasy 8.
Let's go for it, mate. I've got him down as an A. And I was torn between an A and a B for him. And the only reason I was going to put him into a B, nothing to do with him, because I actually when I was younger, I loved him. Like, I was proper in love with him, mate. No, like, I thought he was dead cool, mate. He had a cool scar. He had cool hair. The gunblade, I thought was a really unique idea, certainly back then. And I thought his weapon was really cool. Final Fantasy VIII was really good. So when I started thinking about it today, I thought, I've got to bump my boy up bigger than a B. Do you know what I mean? And with thinking about Cloud and stuff, Cloud's an S tier. He's not quite on Cloud's level purely because of the amount of attention 7 gets, and obviously the amount of fanfare 7 gets, and obviously the remakes and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
It's hard to put any other characters in that sort of same tier, I feel like, just based on content really alone. So he does get an A, but I do think he's sick as out. I used to love his jacket as well, mate. Jacket was
a sick jacket, yeah. I remember, can you remember that bit when Final Fantasy VIII did come out, and there's that scene where as Rinoa says to him, "You're the most beautiful bloke at this ball," or whatever.
Yeah,
because the graphics like terrible back then, it literally looked like an ugly bloke. It's like a meme in it. That was funny. That was. Yeah, definitely an A rank. I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just cool, mate. I just used to love him. Like back in the day, it was actually for a bit. It was one of my favourites, to be fair, for a while. Certainly when I was younger, anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know about this Preston from Fallout 4, mate. To be honest with you.
Oh, you want to hear about him, do you?
Yeah, I want to hear about him, mate.
Right, Preston. Basically, this guy's all take. Like, he'll never do anything for you. He'll just want once. So, Preston Fallout 4, you get back to Sanctuary, and he's literally constantly asking you to help other people. And fair enough, you're helping people. Whatever, you wanna be a nice person. You help these guys out, but every time you go and speak to him, you won't say hello, or like how are you? So just like, oh yeah, can you help me do this? Oh, can you help me do this?
Well, he's got no manners, has he?
Yeah, it's like, do you want a cup of tea? No, it's like, oh, go and help these people here. Go and help these people here, and like you just constantly, like all the way through the game, even when you do these like big massive missions, like to save the world, it's like, oh yeah, can you do this for me? It's like, go away, man. So for that, he is in rank D.
D boy.
Get him down there.
He's bin bang.
Hate him.
In the bin, mate.
I hate him. I literally tried to kill him off in one of the runs, but I was like, I better not, because he's like one of the leaders, isn't he? Yeah, I threw like grenades at him and stuff, and zapped him with like laser pistols and stuff. Rocket launcher as well.
Oh.
But, yeah. Right. Let me find one for you. CJ, San Andreas.
Right. So CJ, I've got CJ as an A tier, mate.
Yeah.
Purely because he's my favourite GTA character. Because that's the one that I remembered playing the most. Obviously, I brought up essentially on PS2. I was at the right age to be playing these games, putting the cheats in, mate, flying car cheats in, playing around with your mates on split screen, mate, stuff like that. And obviously just the story in general. And a lot of the just one-liners and stuff as well, like that were towards CJ, like CJ Fool, just stuff like that, mate. Just stuff people use every day, like as jokes. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
he's just an iconic guy, mate. And we used to be able to get dead fat with him as well, and then dead hench and stuff.
Yeah. I used to spend all my time going to the gym, like lifting, getting like
yeah, all the time on that
henching.
game, mate.
Henching.
But yeah, I've got
Yeah,
CJ down as 80, mate.
yeah, I totally agree with you. Another part of what I enjoyed about San Andreas is like Grove Street, in it, and like,
Oh
obviously
yeah,
some of the
yeah.
characters were based on like Easy E and all these like gangsters back in the day, all the hip hop times, and the music in there was really good.
Oh,
And
it's
I
wicked,
don't know if
mate.
you remember like the cop, the two cops, the dodgy cops, bank
Oh
cops.
yeah, yeah.
One was Samuel L. Jackson, and the other one was Chris Penn, I think it was, who's now dead, R.I.P. But
R.I.P.
yeah, there's a really good cast voicing some of the characters in the game, which I really loved. Go on
Yeah, I
then,
loved it, mate.
hit me with one.
Uh, let's go classic, mate. Let's go Sub Zero.
Sub-Zero, what a man.
For anyone out there, my email address, my old email address was subzero_751@msn.com.
You get
Don't
so
know.
many messages in that.
I don't know, mate. I've got like 98 unread emails on it. Like it's
Oh, okay.
irrelevant. Like there's literally nothing on there, mate.
Yeah, so Sub-Zero, in Mortal Kombat, I do love this rivalry between Sub-Zero and Scorpion. Scorpion's a great character as well.
Sick, so sick.
If he was on the list, he would be A as well. But what I love about Sub-Zero, in this rivalry, he is the bad guy. He is killed. I believe he kills Scorpion and his family. And obviously Scorpion comes back from the dead or whatever, and then he goes to kill Sub-Zero. But Sub-Zero, with his freeze moves, freezes the floor, makes people slip up, freezes people. Some of his fatalities, he freezes them, smashes the head off and stuff. And also in the newest film, our mate from Shogun plays Scorpion. He is the main man.
Best mate,
But yeah, he
mate.
plays Scorpion. So if anyone hasn't watched that film, watch it. It's really good.
Yeah, I'd agree with this. Sub Zero, when I was a kid, was my favourite Mortal Kombat character. Not that I played a lot of Mortal Kombat, but I had this thing when I was a kid where I thought Scars was cool. So because he had a scar over his eye, I was like, yeah, he's my man. Like he's the one. Do you know what I mean? Like he is my boy. Like 100%. I am being him.
Remember in the later Mortal Kombat as well, we had like obviously same ninja suits. We had obviously Scorpion was yellow, Sub Zero was
Oh,
blue,
we had the classic
and
ones back.
Reptile. We had Reptile, didn't we? Who was
Green,
green,
money, yeah.
and then we had Smoke, who was grey, which
Mate,
is
the
pretty
reptile
cool.
suit in the newest Mortal Kombat looks sick, mate. Like there was a
You have to put it on
concept
Discord.
art
I'm
for him,
not
mate.
seeing it.
Yeah, there was a I'll put it on Discord. There's a concept art or something for him that looked wicked, mate. Can't wait. I hope someone's done like a cosplay of it, mate, and done it justice because it looked wicked.
Yeah, what I don't understand about the new Mortal Kombat games, like obviously you got 2 rounds, and like you break someone's legs in the first round, then they come back next round fully healed. You're like, what's going
Like,
on?
what's
I
going on,
literally
mate?
I literally just ripped this guy's spine out. Why has he come back? But obviously, great games, great games. I'm not faulting him. I just find that funny.
Yeah, they're just funny,
Like,
aren't they? Stuff like that.
like he breaks someone's leg the other way, and then next minute they're coming back like, wait a minute, 5 minutes ago you were brown bread, and now you're swooping back to try and kill me. But yeah, it's my go, isn't it? So I will give you Arthur Morgan.
Arthur Morgan,
Red,
what
Red
a
Dead Redemption.
top guy. He's A tier. He could have easily been S tier, but there's not enough about him in terms of like longevity. Like as you see, the S tier characters, mate, there's a lot to him. But Arthur Morgan, mate, literally great character, great story building with him as well, mate. And when this game came out, me and this man went through some stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like, we was fighting battles, mate. We was beating wenches, mate. We was stealing horses, mate. Like, we went through we went through it all together. This man made me, as a fully grown human being, almost in tears, mate. Like, I honestly love Red Dead Redemption 2 so much, mate. And obviously, this guy, and certainly obviously the guy portrays him like the actor as well. Such a good job with him, mate, with his voice, with obviously his acting. It's just like one really long, like, Wild West TV show, mate, really. Like, it's so good, mate. And he didn't get killed by fucking old knobhead down there, did he? So,
Yeah.
Big Dutch. So, yeah, he's A tier for me, mate. Arthur Morgan, love him.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I literally said, mate, if I ever won loads of money and got some land, I'd buy a horse and a replica Arthur Morgan outfit, mate, and just ride around the land on a horse pretending I'm a cowboy. Like 100%.
You change your name to Arthur Morgan as well?
My name is Arthur Morgan.
You're like, wait a minute, on that letter it says it's Ian. Ian, what's going on?
Mate, what do you mean? Read between the lines, mate. Just squint a little bit. It's Arthur Morgan.
You got the wrong bloke, mate. He's gone.
He's done and dusted, mate, that lad.
You got for me.
Ken Richards, mate. Ken Masters, mate.
Okay, so I'm going a bit of backstory here. So when I was doing this tier list, I gave Ian my top 10. Well, not my top 10, but my 10. And I wrote in Discord the wrong name. And I put Ken Richards. So anyway, Ian typed this Ken Richards into Google and it came out this fat dude.
Some fat blonde guy, mate.
Some
I was like, who's this?
Bob.
Called Bob or something.
I do know who that character is. He's from Street Fighter, and I was like, I looked at the picture. I was like, who's this fat Ken guy? And Ian was like, yeah, it's not Ken Richards, it's Ken Masters. Like, I thought to myself, I'm pretty sure I put Ken Masters, but yeah. So yeah, it is Ken Masters, not Ken Richards.
It's
Ken
the
Richards,
real deal, mate.
Some random dude off Google, mate.
Some random bloke.
So with Ken Masters, growing up with Street Fighter 2, obviously my first one. It was a toss between Ken and Ryu. Both great characters.
Legends, mate, both of them.
I think I'm going to put him in A. Because of that.
Because you want it.
I don't think it hits quite S. I mean, Street Fighter, what a great series of games. Like obviously you've got Guile, you've got Delzim and stuff like that. But yeah, Ken Masters is one of my favourites from that game, and the amount of time I spent using these characters with all the Hadoukens, Dragon Punches, roundhouse kicks and stuff like that. But yeah, for me, A tier.
Yeah, man.
What about yourself? Do you reckon?
Yeah, to be fair, I weren't necessarily a big Street Fighter guy. I played some of the older ones a long time ago, but I can appreciate obviously who he is as a character. I'd have found it pretty hard to rank him personally, just because I don't have much history of the games. I used to be playing more Streets of Rage than Street Fighter back in my day, sort of thing. So
another great game, yeah.
Sick game, mate. Streets of Rage was.
I'll just going off point as well. What was also announced at that game Summerfest was a Power Rangers beat 'em up like Streets of Rage.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you. I'll put that trailer on there.
They did like a Ninja Turtle one, I think, as well, didn't they? Like
yeah. Shredder's Revenge, yeah. Right, let me give you one then. Nazim, innit? Nazim from Skyrim, I believe.
Dickhead, mate.
Got me through it.
This bloke, right? I'm going to drag him in, right? I'm going to drag him in. straight into D tier, right?
Let the fans see him. Let the fans see him.
Do you know what I mean? Like, first, look at his beady eyes, man. Like, mate, he literally looks like he could be related to Preston from Fallout. But anyway, so this guy essentially, he thinks he's better than everyone to exist, mate. Oh, did you go to Cloud District very often? Oh, what am I saying? Of course you don't. Oh, shut up, mate, Nazim. I'll strike you where you stand, mate. Get out of this town.
It probably is related to Preston. Then. I bet the writers are the Bethesda in it. Both Bethesda are like, yeah, that seems pretty good, isn't he? Let's make another character just
let's make a different version of him
with a hat on.
Oh yeah, just give him a hat, mate. Favorite thing to do, mate, is quick save, batter him, mate, and then go back to your save file, innit?
Yeah, using like a big hammer on his head or something.
Oh yeah, got to, mate, every single time.
So you saying that, you're gonna put him in S rank, is it? So...
Oh yeah, S rank, isn't he? Like a shithead, mate.
Yeah, we'll put him in the D then.
For dickhead.
Douchebag in the
I'm going Lara Croft for you, mate. Lara Croft way, innit?
Lara Croft, yeah.
Favourite street, yeah.
So Lara Croft, if you didn't know, was originated in Derby, where me and Ian are from. Well, where we both work as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Lara Croft started out at Core originally, back in the year. With the Lara Croft games, there's been so many good ones, even the newer ones.
There was one that came out on Xbox One, I think it came out on. I can't remember what it's called now. But I just put so many hours into that game, mate. You just keep talking, I'm going to figure out what it's called. Okay,
so yeah, I do have an experience from... so me and my mate were playing Last Revelation, which is Tomb Raider 4. It's where you go to like Egypt and stuff like that. And I made the stupid thing of having one save. And I remember the moment I got dead far in the game and I jumped off I don't know what I was jumping off. I was jumping off some like platform to get to another platform. And I flew down into the abyss. And instead of pressing load, I pressed save. Ruined. My save had gone. I must have put like 40 hours. No, probably about 25 hours into it.
R.I.P. mate.
Time. I think I cried actually that day. But
mate, honestly, I cried a lot as a kid about games just out of pure anger and frustration, mate. Like, just because you didn't know how to process your feelings properly, did you?
It's like you like there's that void. You're left with this like empty void inside, don't you?
Yeah.
And I was literally like, what to do now then? So I was playing Tomb Raider 2.
Yeah, I used to do stuff like that all the time, mate, and then think like, I can't play it now for at least a month, like 2 months now, before I can even warrant going back on it to like get back to where I was.
I didn't think I ever played that game ever again. It cut me deep. It was emotional.
So the game was actually just called Tomb Raider, and it came out in 2013. It was one of the Square Enix one, mate.
Oh, the first one, yeah.
Yeah, it was really good. I actually properly enjoyed it, mate. It was very good.
It's where you get the ice pick, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I played that. Yeah, I love that game.
Wait, where have you rated it?
Oh yeah, A rank, innit?
A, innit? Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. Yeah. I got an old school picture of her as well, mate.
Yeah.
Because obviously you want the classic to me on there. I didn't get a PS1 one. I don't know what this one is from, like weird.
So when I first played it, I played it on the Sega Saturn. Because at the time, me and my brother had a Sega Saturn, and we played it on there. My mate had a PS1, and he was playing it on there. So like, there was a few different things in the different games, like to do with the save points. And I think on the PlayStation version, you can do like when you lift yourself up off a platform, you can do a dumb pointless handstand and not flip over. It was dead pointless. But it was on the Sony one, so my mate was like, "Oh, you can do this on this." But I was like, "If you're running away from wolves and stuff, why you want to do that?" Just like dumb handstand. Wasting time, showing off. But yeah, A rank for me on that one. All right then.
Mate, I've got three. I've got 3 left on mine, by the way. You've only got 1 left.
You got 3?
Yeah. Oh no. Wait.
2. 2,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Right. Mindy from, is it Pokemon Diamond?
Don't mate D, bitch. She's the big. She's the mate. She is. I don't know if you know who Mindy is, mate, from Pokemon Diamond / Pearl / Platinum.
When I hear
She's
Mindy, I just think of American Office, mate. But...
Mate, she is the biggest troll in the Pokemon universe, mate. So basically, for those of you who don't know this, right, the only way to get a Gengar, I don't know if it's still like this now with Pokemon, certainly the earlier games, the only way your Haunter could evolve into a Gengar is through a trade.
Yeah.
And you meet this bird here, Mindy, right? And she's like, yo, you get me a Medicham and I'll trade you a Haunter. And you think, oh, this is sick. Because once you trade, that Haunter's going to evolve into a Gengar. So, mate, you graft your way in. You go find a Medicham. You come all the way back. Trade with her. The silly bitch has put an Everstone on the Haunter so it can't evolve. So you don't even get your Gengar.
And you kid her on the game after or not?
Do you know what I mean, mate? Like, so when you're a kiddo, mate, on your little Nintendo DS like that, like, are you having a laugh, mate? Scarred for life after that. Betrayed, mate. Fully betrayed after that. Yeah, honestly.
That game taught you about betrayal, didn't it?
Yeah, you honestly that day, mate, you learn things about people when you've been through that experience. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that betrayal kind of like set you up for life. Like, this is what to expect. There's snakes everywhere you turn, me.
Oh yeah. Right.
So what rank is that? Is it a D? Yeah.
D, mate. Yeah, D.
Nice.
I'll tell you what it is, mate. Speaking of snakes, let's go solid snake, mate. What we're saying?
The best snake, yeah. I've put him in
To be
A
fair,
rank.
mate, he is the best snake.
Yeah.
100% Solid Snake is the most iconic for one. When he gets older as well, when he gets the grey hair, mate, he looks cool with the eye patch. He's
that
the
was
best
like
one.
that was is it Metal Gear 4?
4, I think. Yeah, I think that's the picture.
Some of the Patriots, yeah. Yeah. So Solid Snake, what a game! The first one, Metal Gear Solid. Such a great game. I had so many good memories on it. The characters in that game as well. You had Sniper Wolf, Liquid Snake. But one of the best things on the game is, you know, when you die on it, it's like Snake.
Every time, mate.
You're like dying, like breathing your last breath. So some guy, you're like
screaming
Snake
at
you. Snake. You're like, really shut up and let me die in peace.
Oh.
Such a great game, and from then we had Metal Gear Solid 2 that brought Raiden into it, and many other like good enemies, and coming up to the Metal Gear 5. That's a great game. You go around like I believe it was like Iraq in the desert, doing like missions there and stuff. But yeah, it's such a good game, and I've had so many good memories from this. One of the memories I do have from the first game was the bit where you're getting tortured, and you're like tied to this like machine or whatever, and you get electrified, and you have to hammer the button really fast. And I saw a meme on Instagram saying like people these days on about how hard Dark Souls was. Try this bit, and like you have to smash the button, smash the pad in, trying to survive. It's like torture, get electrified. But yeah,
it's getting fully done.
Yeah. So I'd definitely put it at A. What about yourself? Would you?
Yeah, I'd agree with you on A. Yeah. What I liked about him as well is that he wasn't like corrupted by like the evil or anything like that. Like, you know, obviously, like a lot of the other characters get corrupted almost, don't they, by the evil and all that sort of stuff. And he doesn't blame anyone for his hard upbringing and that sort. He's like he's obviously, it sounds weird saying it, but he's quite a relatable in a sense in some ways compared to other characters in the series. But yeah, he's just dead cool as well. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Just dead cool, mate.
We've got one more for you.
You have, mate. I'm dropping her in now, mate.
And that's the annoying git called Ashley from Resident Evil 4.
I've even used a dead ugly picture of her as well, mate, on D. Right. She's the president's daughter, so she's on Resi 4. Mate, she's just so annoying. Martin, you've probably had these experiences with her as well when you've played Resi 4, mate. She's always in the way. Like, literally every fucking doorway she's there, mate. There's parts where, like, she's in the middle of a room, but on that game, like, for you to move your camera angle, you had to move your character, and she was in the way, and you literally was, at parts you couldn't move, you couldn't turn around properly because she was there. But when there's danger, mate, and she just starts to shout for help all the time, honestly, you just have to mute your TV, mate, because it just gets so annoying. So annoying, mate. Quick as well.
So what are you saying, A rank?
Yeah, S rank, mate.
Go
for your favorite. Go for your favorite next.
Yeah, go on.
Adoring fan, mate. What we're saying.
Adoring fan. So this
From
is Oblivion, but also there's another. He reappears, doesn't he, in the new Starfield?
Yeah, yeah.
But this guy, if you look in the dictionary, open the dictionary, look at a definition of arse sniffer. This guy is there. A picture of him there. Literally, his ugly looking face. And I mean, I don't mind praise from people, but this guy's like, he wants to like marry you and stuff like.
He
get
fancies
out.
you, doesn't he? It's too much, mate.
Yeah,
it's too much.
And like, you know, not my cup of tea, mate, but like, you know, just keep to yourself, like, you know what I mean? Well, literally, he's all over you. He's all over you, and people who've played these games know what he's like. And he's just sickly. So for that, he's going straight into D.
He's done, mate.
Sickly approach.
He's done and dusted. R.I.P. to him.
How's that list looking? Is it looking good?
Yeah, mate, we may as well just do S, A, and D tier. Like, we didn't do any Bs or Cs on this. Although, to be fair, on other ones we have. But, yeah it's looking 3S, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10A, and then 2, 4, 7, D. So it's
like
it's not top heavy, right? I think we've picked a good selection of people we hate and people we don't hate.
Yeah, we went from like one extreme to the other, didn't we? There's people we love, and then people we thought was crap.
It's like as soon as we do it, all you do with these things, you see, you don't do loads of research. You just think to yourself, right, what characters do I really like? And then you think of a few characters and you think, right, what characters do I remember hating about certain people from games? And then that's where you get your characters you hate, and then that's how you just do it. That's how we do it anyway.
You know, when I was thinking about it, that Preston guy came up into my mind first. I was like, yeah, that guy sucks ass.
That was the same with me with Dutch, mate. That was. Still don't forgive him, mate. 4 years later, mate, still don't forgive him.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm enjoying this tier list. It's pretty decent.
Yeah, they are fun.
Obviously, this has only got 20 on. I remember you saying that when you looked at the tier list, it was like 700.
There's pre-made ones on Tier Maker that some of them have got over 800 characters on, mate. Like, that'll take 4, 5, 6 hours, mate, straight away.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, it'd be good to do, but we can't do that.
Nah, mate.
We've got 6 hours to burn. Yeah.
Should we get into
talk about
Star Wars,
TV?
mate?
Yeah. Do you want to start us off?
Yeah, so as a lot of you know, we watched episode 1 last week of The Acolyte. We watched episode 2 and 3 this week. So episode 2, he basically kicks off, obviously, with May, Osha's twin sister, who's a bit the evil one. She finds Master Torbin, who he's obviously like meditating in that room, and he's got like that force field around him, mate. He's got some mad force field around him, basically, and she's trying her hardest to batter him, mate. She can't even get to him. She's like falling on the floor, doing all this stuff, trying her hardest, mate. And then she obviously has to dash off before she gets caught. One thing I did write down for this, I much prefer that the classic brown robe with that yellow like sash thing.
Yeah.
I think that combination's better than the white one.
What I wrote down in my notes is for that Torben guy, he looks like an older version of Malfoy from Potter. And then, but also, he's like floating in the air like Dolzin from Street Fighter 2. just like floating. And you find out later that he hadn't spoke to anyone for like years. So it's
Yeah, for
probably
like
just
10
boring.
years or something
Some
ridiculous.
boring guy just like floating in the air for ages.
It's like Fast On, mate, or something, isn't it?
Yeah, just bored with life, isn't he?
Yeah, proper, mate. But you got Yord again, mate. R.I.P. Yord,
Oh
hopefully
man,
soon, mate. I hate him. He's questioning, obviously, Master Soul, living legend, best thing about series.
yeah.
I've put Bro's trying too hard to dismiss the twin story. That's literally my note, mate. That's what I thought at the time. But I don't trust him. But luckily, there's been another sighting of May. Baldy Green Woman's confirmed that, hasn't she, with Sol? And obviously Osha's off the hook. Osha's off the hook at this point because she's on the ship with them. So it can't be her because she's literally stood next to them. Yord then still decides to argue with Sol anyway because he's an absolute degenerate scoundrel, mate. And yeah, one thing I don't like as well in this is the ships. The ships, I understand it's like 100 years before Phantom Menace, but the ships are dead ugly, mate. Like the design of the ships are dead bulky and they just don't look as sleek as like the X-Wing and stuff like that, mate. Because the ships in the newer Star Wars, mate, look sick, like the X-Wings and pod racers and stuff. They're wicked, they are, mate.
Yeah, the ships in this one remind me of like what I used to make with like Lego.
Yeah, like you'd literally make them out like blue tack or something, wouldn't you?
Like you show your mum like, what do you reckon to this? And your mum's like, obviously trying to tell you in a nice manner, like it's crap, mate.
Yeah, try again.
Yeah. Well, one thing, like you're saying about Master Soul, let's take a moment to appreciate this guy.
Yeah, he's wicked.
This guy learnt English in 4 months for this role, and obviously it's the bloke from Squid Game. Squid Game season 2 comes out in December this year. And if you want to look up the actor's name, it's Lee Young Jae. What a legend!
But yeah, he's very
keeping the show alive.
He is, mate. If I did a pros and cons of this show at this point, there'd be one pro and it'd be Master Soul, mate, 100%. Like one of the other things I've liked, I do like seeing the introduction of different species, even if it's in the background. I do like just seeing different things like that. But mate, who was that big fat Padawan? Did you see that the big fat one in episode 2, mate?
You know, I don't understand.
I'm not being funny, mate, but what are you doing?
What I don't understand is like, it is 100 years ago, but why is like the Jedi Order's taking random people? Like, surely that guy was doing backflips, wasn't he? It's like floating around doing like somersaults. But how?
He's not doing no fighting, mate.
He looks like Yonder from Street Fighter, mate.
The only thing he's fighting is a good meal. Do you know what I mean, pal? Like,
I mean, we're not weight shaming anyone, but
I am, mate. It's just he just doesn't seem relevant for a Jedi, mate. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying I'm a spring chicken, mate, but I'm not a Jedi. I'm just saying.
Well, obviously, obviously, it's not real, but all the training Jedi's got to go through, and this guy's having like it's out of hamburgers, mate, in his room, isn't he? And then he's like being allowed to wear the robes and stuff, and I don't know. Yeah.
He's been on them 4 smoked nuggets, mate. He has, hasn't he?
Yeah. Obviously, as the episode continues, May can't do any damage to this floating dude, so she goes to meet the local rogue, dodgy bloke, and she gives him like a poison.
Yeah.
Just makes it up in this the potion shop in it. Gives him this potion. She goes back in, and this guy, the floating dude, actually opens his eyes, and he regrets. We find out later stuff that happened in the past. He regrets it, and then he willingly takes a shot of alcohol, and the final shot, and just dies off, doesn't he?
Yeah, he intentionally just does it. I don't think she expects him to, but he obviously something's happened that I suppose we learn a little bit more of to what happened on the next episode, on episode 3, but you still don't really know anything that's going off on that episode either. But obviously something's happened where he definitely regrets it. Otherwise, he wouldn't have done it. So something's obviously gone off. Something fishy has happened, hasn't it, in the past or whatever. So obviously he's on the floor. His fisheye then, ain't he done him, mate? He literally got a fisheye, hasn't he? Like it's dead weird looking eyeball. But Soul's Padawan, that girl with the white hair, who's got like the dead basic cosplay on with a bit of makeup and some like stuck on fucking horns, bro. How's she blaming Osha for killing Torbin when May's been spotted for one, I know she's literally been with him the entire time. She only just cut off around a corner for like 13 seconds, mate. Like, it don't make no sense, mate.
And then
Yord,
steps in, doesn't he?
yeah, Yordy boy steps in, still hating, but fair play. He's told the truth on this one, hasn't he? I put all Yord's ideas are all shit. He's a crap Jedi. That's what my note says here, mate. He's like, what's the plan then, guys? Yord says it's like, mate, nah. And he goes with that little white-haired girl instead, who turns out she is the actress from X-23 from the Logan movie. The kid, obviously, she's a kid at the time of that movie, but it's the same actress, man.
I think it's the Golden Compass, is it as well? Yeah, the series that came out on BBC One. I think it's the same person in that. I think.
Oh,
right. The main character in that, I think. Yeah.
I've not watched it, to be fair.
It's not called the Golden Compass. It's called His Dark Materials or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Probably them. But one thing I noticed as well, this Jedi's only use their lightsabers as a last resort. Do they? Because I'm pretty sure everyone just gets lightsaber out every so often, mate. Like, the dude at Torben, I would, mate. But I mean, like, if they're sticking to a rule, they've got to stick to a rule, like, or just say it's not a rule anymore. That bloke who comes in when Torben's been killed, he gets saber straight out. You got Yord, mate. He loves getting his saber out. He does, doesn't he? Yeah. And that's not a euphemism, mate. I'm talking about lightsaber. Yeah.
I think in the last episode he got his lightsaber out just to look where it's going, didn't he?
Oh,
he could have shot someone's head off, mate.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? He could have known.
Yord, didn't it?
What about if he was dark, mate? He's turned his lightsaber on, didn't know someone was in front of him, mate. Stabbed him straight through the head. R.I.P. What are you gonna do, mate? You're in prison.
They blame Escher, wouldn't he?
Do you know what I mean? You've got lightsabers, you ain't got a flashlight. What's going off there, mate? Come on. He's scared of everything as well, isn't he? Yord is.
Scared to breathe.
Mate. Mate, I had a look earlier. Loads of people love Yord, mate. Are they watching the same show as me or what, mate? I can't stand it. Makes it right drip.
So we find out that, like you say, Yord has a crap plan. Obviously, Soul's like, no, it's crap, mate. And he goes with this other plan, which is like a less aggressive approach in it. So then they find out this rogue guy has been in contact with May. So they send Osha in to portray May. Yeah. So she goes in. I've never seen the worst attempt at betraying someone in my life. Like,
you're literally identical to him as well.
So bad. Yeah, most of the work's done. Just act like May, and that's it. You're done. But then we find out that that May's plan is to kill these 4 Jedi that were at her hometown of is it Brendock? Brendock in it.
Brendock in it, yeah.
Back in the day when it all burnt to pieces. So let me find out where I am. We have the Soul. He's talking to Osha, and he's like telling her that revenge is a dark path. And then we finally have this bit where they catch May, don't they? And Sol and May have this fight. I tell you what, Soul's fighting, mate. It's like Matrix.
Mate, it's proper like. I've put it's very Wing Chun style, like Ip Man and stuff like them sort of movies. It's that proper.
Yeah, that stepping over stuff in him.
Yeah, it's proper sick, mate. Like that's probably been one of the best things that's happened in these first 3 episodes. Is that little mini exchange there?
Yeah. And then we find out. While they're fighting, Soul tells May that her sister was alive, who she believed was dead. And then it gets this point as well where, obviously Soul's a legendary beast, mate, and he gets the upper hand over May, and then it gets this bit where she's all but captured, and then May does this smoke bomb, force power move, and she manages to escape in I think it's like a car into it or something.
Yeah, and Ford Escort or something, mate.
Yeah, then we have this Soul discussing with the council, and he's like, I know where she's going next. Give me permission to follow May. And then it's that bogey-headed green woman who's mentioned earlier. She
Baldy
says,
Greenhead, mate.
Yeah, she's like, no, we need to discuss it with the council. And it's like, what? What? I literally know where she's going. I know what our next target is. Let me pursue her.
What are you covering up, love? Come on.
No, we've got to talk to the council first. Typical, mate.
She knows something. She does, mate. I don't trust her, Baldy Greenhead.
Yeah. But overall, I thought the episode was again 6 out of 10, mate. I'm watching it, but I'm not really enjoying it loads. If I'm honest,
Yeah,
like
like
it's good, but it's
just talking about episode 2. Then episode 2 has been the better episode out of the 3 episodes, in my opinion.
yeah.
The end of that episode where you get the Wookiee Jedi, she's obviously get to this other planet which looked a bit like Endor, obviously where the Ewoks live. I quite like the look of that planet with loads of trees and forest. The Wookiee Jedi, he's got a dodgy haircut, but the part where he snaps that gun in half was pretty good. I did like that. So I think episode 2 has been the better of the episodes. I'll get it a 6.5 out of 10 for episode 2. But episode 3, mate, is the worst one so far. I don't care what anyone says, mate. Like, the first thing I put is, so they've used the same actress for the adult twins, but not for the child twins. Like, just use the same person for the children as well. Like, it's not like you're going to get one that's better at acting, because they're both shit at acting. Mother Quarrel looks like a spiky ball sack. But this entire episode was just a pure episode of, like, flashback. It was an entire flashback episode. It'd have been better off if they'd have pushed episode 4 back to episode 3 and just split the flashbacks into like different parts. Like we've seen with like Windbreaker. I know it's an anime, but Windbreaker have had flashbacks, various flashbacks throughout the episodes, which has felt better than just having an entire full flashback episode.
I'm just thinking like, if someone hasn't watched the episode and then listened to us talking, you're like, yeah, these childs are both crap actors, and then got some spiky ball. Oh man. Yeah, so this episode, it's like a flashback, isn't it?
It's
like
just a flashback, mate. It's the entire episode's one flashback, like a 40-minute flashback.
So we find out that this Mother Coral, who looks like Darth Maul with a wig on,
moss on her head, mate.
So she's like kind of guarding the twins, and then we find out they've got another mother who looks like Whoopi Goldberg. She's like the head. She's the head of this witches covenant, isn't she?
Proper cult, innit? Like all women coven like cult thing.
And then they're doing all this like dodgy stuff, like all this weird rave dancing stuff. And then they're preparing these two twins for an ascension, aren't they? For an ascension. And then the scene where the ascension's about to happen, and like I say, all these witches are doing this like trance weird flipping dance rave mosh pit looking thing.
Mate,
and I was like, what on
the power of one, power of two, power of many. Mate, that was shocking. That was, wasn't it? Like, do you remember being in secondary school and you had drama class, mate, and you got them people that did the drama thing, like, no, don't smoke. Oh, like, it was so bad, mate. Like, it was a proper school drama performance, wasn't it, mate? Like, it was so shocking.
And then, so May's up first, and then I can't remember what the mum was on about, Mother Dreads. She was, I don't know what she was saying to me. She did some like Hadouken move on her head, didn't she?
Yeah, and then she got like this mark, like she had like a symbol,
So she passed, and then it's Osha's turn. She's a bit more reluctant to what she wants to do in the future. And then this is when the Jedis, who have been outside outside the town for a while.
Yeah, like Osha basically hasn't been brainwashed by this cult yet, essentially, has she? Like, that's the entire thing around it. She's sort of thinking for herself a little bit, and she's got her own opinion, and I don't think they really like it, to be fair. But
so these Jedi come and speak to the Covenant, and the silky voice of and comforting voice of Master Sol,
legend.
He speaks to Osha's like, you could become a Jedi if you wanted to. Both of them could, like May and Osha.
They've got the ability to do so.
Yeah, and it's kind of, is it like a rule, but rule then that Jedis are allowed to put these kids through training? Anyway,
they can't just take them. They have to be like, there has to be consent for them to go. But they can ask them. They can run some tests, and if they pass the test, then they've got the option to say yes or no. Essentially, I believe so. Yeah,
so they have this conversation with Whoopi Goldberg. It's not actually Whoopi Goldberg. It's some.
He does actually
dead
look.
woman.
I think she looks like young Whoopi Goldberg. To be fair, Whoopi Goldberg was
That's
sick as well. To be honest, back in the day.
Sister Act to me.
Yeah, banging
Yeah.
film that was.
Oh yeah. So they
Anyway,
go back to the. They go back. There's talking to the mother, and I think she gets. Does she get that authorization from the council? Her council.
yeah,
But the mother says this is not always the right path. Kind of basically like lie and fail this test. Anyway, they go to this ship. Souls. It's May's turn first. She lies, gets through it. Osha's turn. She goes in. She's literally lying through the test, and Master Soul, he realizes. He goes, "Have you been told to fail this test? Because you've got like a lot of real potential." Trying to find my notes now. Yeah, you got a lot of potential, and then she like admits that she has been lying through this test, been told by her mum to fail this test because she wants to become a witch. But really, Osha wants to become a Jedi, doesn't she? And she tells Soul
I think
that.
she just wants to explore, doesn't she? She wants to do something different and see what more there is to offer in life, basically.
And the idea of going around the galaxy, mate, it can't be beaten, can it?
Yeah, it's
It's
sick,
like traveling
mate.
the world.
Yeah, it sounds sick, doesn't it?
And traveling in the world with Soul, mate, fucking legend.
Oh, living legend, mate. He is.
But yeah, so then we have this part where they both go back. They both go back. Obviously, May's gone berserk about Osha not lying through this test, and she takes it the wrong way. They start like fighting, don't they? Pull each other's hair and stuff,
Proper
as
little
as
kiddie
as little
scrap, innit?
girls do, and yeah. And then Osha tells her mother that she wants to be a Jedi. She wants to go around the galaxy, explore, and see what there is out there. And then we have this scene, don't we? Like this next scene is where May locks Osha in a room, doesn't she?
Yeah.
She locks in a room. She says like, "Oh, if you're not going to be a witch, I'm going to kill you." Basically, sets this fire in this convent thing and literally ruins everything. Osha escapes. But the thing about the scene is like it didn't really show much. Like
No.
it didn't really show much as in like, yeah, in this fight, it literally kills everyone. Ballsackhead, Mother Dreads or whatever. All of them get killed off, but it didn't really show me anything. It just shows the big fire. I think it was a bit of a wasted
Yeah,
moment there. They could have showed more. Like it could have been like a more emotional scene. You know what I mean?
the problem is,
her
it was
mother's
like
getting killed off.
it's literally like a 40-minute episode of just flashbacks. But now they're going to have more flashbacks. And there's only 8 episodes in the season. Like, you're going to have 2-3 episodes of just flashbacks. Like, that's the thing that's annoyed me about it.
Yeah, what annoyed me is like in this, like I say, in the scene, like obviously it's so quick how like the whole place gets burnt to pieces. But obviously Osha's got all this like trauma, hasn't she, from her past. But literally it's over in like like a minute in the show.
Yeah.
I thought that they might show a bit more later, but anyway, it ends up with Osha's on this bridge that's about to collapse, and Soul swoops in, doesn't he? Saves her,
Legend.
and he takes her off to on his ship, doesn't he? The place is burnt to the ground, and then that's it, really.
Yeah,
Can't
so
remember
like,
anything else.
there's parts of this is just the thing that annoyed me the most about it was the entire episode was a flashback, and we still need to see more flashbacks. That's what annoyed me. They could have cut it down at least 15 minutes and put more into it than what there was already there. Like, May started the fire, but she definitely didn't kill all them people. But there's no signs of say that Jedi's killed them. So what happened to them? Who's killed them all? Because they was already dead before the fire had reached them, for one. And it's like there's so many things unanswered. We don't know what happened after the Jedi, or why May's actually even trying to kill the Jedi. Because she's not trying to kill the Jedi because she's blaming them for the fire. Because she literally started the fire. Like, it's annoying that the fact is we're going to get maybe another 2 episodes, and we're going to get more flashbacks on these extra 2 episodes. So it's just frustrating.
I think probably the reason, it would be a stupid reason if it is the one, but like maybe May blames the Jedi's for kind of setting all this stuff in motion. like setting the motion in.
She's obviously just. It's plausible that is
Tina.
the case as well, because she is obviously a bit tapped, because she's obviously got the dark side in her, isn't she? She's obviously evil, so Anakin had less reason, didn't he? Let's be honest. Like what he did, mate, and he's a legend. But yeah. It's just another 6 out of 10 episode, really. And it pains me, like, and I don't want to. I'm not bad mouthing it because it's like it's Star Wars. I absolutely love Star Wars. It's just not on the same level as Mandalorian or Andor, or there's so many decent shows that have been released already, and just certain things like this episode could have been so much better if they'd have just pulled episode 4 to episode 3 and then just split the flashbacks. I feel like it'd have been a lot better, because now we've wasted an entire week and an entire episode on flashbacks where it's not even answered hardly any of the questions, really, has it? We already knew the Jedis were there. We already knew there was a fire. We already knew they died. We still don't know how. Like, we literally still don't know how.
They should have done what they did in Boba Fett show. Literally, like, they'll do a bit of flashback. Yeah, pretty good. And then it'll carry on to the normal story. And then next episode, it'll give you a bit more. And then cut to present day in that episode. Just do it like that in parts rather than just a whole episode.
It breaks it up nicely. It breaks the story nicely. It allows present day and past to progress similar, if that makes sense. And you seem to get more out of it. And I just don't think doing a full flashback episode was the right idea. Certainly not from me as a viewer, anyway. Obviously, there's some people that probably think we're incorrect, but yeah.
But we have got a lot of other shows coming out, haven't we?
Soon. We're probably not going to be talking about Acolyte again on the podcast. We're still going to be watching it, obviously, behind the scenes. And the reason for that is because as of recording this right now, the day before it goes up, 3 episodes have just dropped of The Boys. And that's going to be a lot to talk about, I must admit. So we're going to have to drop a few bits just to talk about The Boys. And then we've got the House of Dragons as well, the Game of Thrones spin-off. That's literally in, 3 days?
Yeah.
So we're more pumped for them than we are for this. I will still watch it. I might have a chat about it in a couple of weeks and just say, just have a little few talking points of it or something like that, and just see how we're getting on with it and how we're finding it. If we're finding it a bit better, but not go as in depth on it. But that's the end of today's episode, guys. Probably our longest one yet, and I've pretty much, as you can tell by my voice is nearly gone fully. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed.
Yeah, it's been really good to give you a tier list, tell our thoughts on the anime that's come out, and give our thoughts, maybe comical thoughts on Acolyte. We like to give our opinion on these things, and it's not always in line with what everyone else thinks, but that's the fun part of it, isn't it? It's,
but it's just opinions, isn't it? Yeah, everyone's different. It's a lot of people are on about all the woke stuff, and it's nothing to do with any of that. It's just annoying me how they've structured an entire episode and how they're structuring episodes. Like, the second episode was pretty good, and I don't deny that the next episode's not going to be good. It's just they've wasted a week, and that's annoyed me, basically. Like,
and like you say, there's some of the shows coming out which are going to be so much better.
Which we've been looking forward to for literally years, mate.
So, but yeah, it's been a good podcast, and like we always say, join the Discord, drop comments in there, come and say hello. We always put our tier lists in there, our clips, our trailers, our just funny comments, and just having a good chat, really. And obviously follow us on other stuff like TikTok, we've got Instagram, haven't we?
Yeah.
YouTube, all of it.
We're everywhere. We're literally everywhere. Well, anywhere that there needs to be, we're there.
Just not OnlyFans, we haven't got that, hasn't it?
Not yet, mate. Exclusive content.
But on that note, we'll end it there. I hope you guys have a good week, and we'll see you again.
Yeah, we'll catch you next Friday. Cheers for watching. Peace out, guys.
Bye-bye.